Hi guys, this is Tracy from Lavinia Stamps and welcome to another tutorial today. Tutorial with a difference because we are going to be using our brand new stamps. We have our lovely mailbox here. Now I know a lot of customers have been asking me to design one, and I think it's just that perfect time of year to be doing something like this. So I really enjoyed designing this, and not forgetting this area here is a complete blank, and we do have some little words that you can put in there and read them out to you. So we've got Christmas, we've got Christmas mail, we've got snail mail, we've got fairy mail, we've got happy mail, and we've got magic mail. So a little pack of words that will fit exactly in that space here. So you can then create it for whatever occasion that you would like. And we're going to be using watercolour card and then a number of different VersaFines. We're also going to be using our watercolour pencils. These are our Mondeluz, which are absolutely beautiful to work with. They're very opaque and they're quite waxy, they're very thick, so super smooth for blending. They're not scratchy at all. I have mentioned in a previous video that it was Mona that introduced me to these, and they're just fab. I can't put them down. There's something about these which I think are so much nicer than a lot of other ones on the market. As I say, simply because they're opaque, they're so blendable. Anyway, let's get on with the card that we're going to be creating today. Okay, I'm going to pop that to the side and we're going to get started. So I'm starting with the VersaFine Clair. This is the Nocturne, and I'm going to ink up, making sure that you've covered everywhere on here because it is a very detailed stamp. Now, because we're pressing onto watercolour card, we just need to give that ink a little bit of time to soak in because it's a little bit more textured, a bit more fibrous. So give it a good press. Okay, there we go. You can see on that lovely detail that we've got going on. All that detail in the roof as well. We work so hard with our manufacturers to always capture that detail. That's so important to us. They all do a fabulous job getting this detail. So, okay, I've got these. I'm going to go with Christmas because I'm going to make it a little bit wintry. And with Christmas literally around the corner. So they're only tiny, tiny little words, okay? So we've got our lovely lanterns here as well. I'm going to ink the trunk up on this in the green. But I am going to add some of the black, the Nocturne, on the actual top there, just to make it stand out a little bit more. Just cut that bottom off a little. I don't want that to be too high so it catches the top of that, so I'm going to just take that down a little. That's a perfect height now. So always think about things like that. Look at it first, making sure it's nice and clear. If we kind of start overlapping, it can kind of not be as clear. So just gauge it first and pop the stamp down to where it's going to be. Oh, I'm going to put a little bit of green on that stem as well. And this one is absolutely fine. It doesn't come to the top. So now the fun with colouring in. So I've got my pencils here. So let's just go around the light. Now you can just use the pencils as they are, or you can add water to them, and that's entirely up to you. So I'm going to ground our stamps. We've got a little blob there, but that's fine. We can just, but look how they blend. Colour over the top of that, and we'll make it disappear. It's a slightly darker grey. And we'll add a little bit of black as well. So I'm just working my way around the outside of the house, adding a little bit of colour. And this just pulls the image out. I'm using the blue because it's a cold colour, isn't it? So if I want to have a wintry scene, the blue is always a nice colour with your white. I'm going to go back to the grey now. I'm going to add a little bit of snow on top of here with your white. So I'm just drawing where I want my snow to be and going above it. There's no point in me covering the top of that when I want to keep it light anyway. So and now we've got our mailbox. I'm going to just use a brown to add a hint of colour. And the same down the side of our mailbox, just down the one side. I'm going to keep the other side a little bit lighter, a darker brown, adding a little bit more depth in the areas where you know that the shadows are going to be. So I have highlighted on the stamp where the shadows are, so you can just follow that really. But it makes the image a little bit more three-dimensional when we've got a contrast of light and dark. Might just go with a red on the door and keep this light so we can read it. I'm going to pop a little bit of water down here, and we only need a little bit at a time. They're just so easy to paint with, you know. Totally different effect once you've added the water, but as I say, it's up to you whether you want to add the water. And now I'm going to just go around the top of this and then blend that out. Okay, We're nearly there. So I'm going to add a bit of water around the edge of these as well, just to soften the edge of the yellow, rather than it be a hard line. And I'm going to dry that off now. Add a little bit of an orange glow in the middle there. And now think about what else we want to add to it. I am going to add a little bit of foliage. So we've got one of our new foliage stamps there. And I'm going to try this green, maybe this one as well. Actually, I say green, it's Golden Meadow, but it's a very sort of yellow green. You'll see what I mean. See what I mean? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna add a few, pop a bit around. It's really not yellow, is it? But on there, it looks really quite yellow. Most of the other colours are true to what you see on the lid, but this one I feel is quite different. But I do love it. And I'm going to add something else. So this is the Shady Lane. We'll use a Posca. So give that a bit of a shake. I'm going to do it. Use the Posca for the top as well. Let's dry that off. So just build that up gradually. I'm going to just add a little bit more colour along the edge there. Go back to my brush. Just so I've got a little bit more of an edge there, so you can see where the snow finishes. Okay, I've got my glitter Posca here. This is the yellow, but I think it makes a great gold. And I'm going to pop that along the edge. Again, it's just about highlighting certain areas, giving a little bit of sparkle, which I think looks fab. We can even do it on the roof, maybe even down the side of the house. So it looks like the light's hitting it from this side. And then I'm going to use our white pen. This is a super fine white, just to highlight any areas that I feel just need a lift, you know. It's that attention to detail. Just makes a difference, you know. Okay, I am going to use the red Posca. I'm just going to dot a few little red berries around just to bring a bit of colour. And lastly, let's not forget the glitter. So we have the Stickles Stardust here. I'm going to initially put that on, but I am going to add some of our holographic glitter as well, just to give it a little bit more of a lift. So I can now fill in that snow on top of our mailbox. And now I'm going to use the holographic. I'm only just putting a tiniest amount on. Don't want too much because we've already got quite a lot of sparkle going on. Just a little. Tap that off, and there we go. There you go. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's demonstration, and I hope it's inspired you to have a go yourselves. These are great pencils on your watercolour card, using our lovely mailbox stamp, our brand new mailbox stamp. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you very soon. Take care, guys. Bye for now.